The ridge narrowed to a knife-edge path, the wind tugging at Leora's coat, as if urging her to turn back. But the warmth that had begun at her feet, the thawing halo she first noticed hours ago, was spreading, widening, guiding her. She followed it up the final incline until the ground suddenly leveled, opening into a plateau she hadn't known existed. At its center stood the structure, not stone, not metal, not anything the old world had ever shaped. At first glance, it resembled a monolith, tall, narrow, almost organic in the way its surface curved and dipped. But the shape shifted when she tried to hold it in her gaze. Angles softened, then sharpened. Depth folded inward. Light pulsed beneath the surface like a heartbeat. Leora's breath caught. "What are you?" The air around the structure was warm. The first warmth she had felt outdoors since the world froze. The frost ended in a perfect ring around it, each blade of grass bending gently as if bowing toward the monolith. She stepped closer, her shadow warped on the ground, stretching into impossible shapes. The surface of the structure rippled, not visibly, but perceptibly, like a pressure she could feel in her teeth. Threads of light crawled across it, weaving patterns she recognized without understanding. A language, not read with the eyes, but with the mind. She reached out a hand. The surface didn't stay solid. It softened, bending inward like a membrane that both yielded and resisted, as though considering her. Her fingertips tingled. A hum rose, high, thin, vibrating straight through her bones. Images flashed behind her eyes. A vast underground chamber filled with pods, thousands of sleeping minds linked by invisible threads. A network of dreams branching like mycelium. A council of silhouettes seated before a shifting lattice of light. A voice without sound saying, "You are not asleep." Leora staggered back, gasping. The images fell away, but the hum continued. Softer now, rhythmic, syncing with her pulse. The structure had recognized her, accepted her, chosen to show her something. Not enough to understand, just enough to warn. She circled the artifact slowly, hand brushing the air near its surface. On the far side she found a seam, thin as a hair, glowing faintly. It curved like an eyelid, or a doorway. Something had been meant to open here, or something had once stepped through. Her breath clouded in the air as she whispered, "How long have you been here?" The structure answered with a single pulse beneath its skin, a delayed heartbeat. Then another, not random, responding. Leora felt suddenly seen, as though the ridge, the earth, the dead sky had stepped aside to reveal that she was not alone, and never had been. A tremor of awe and fear cut through her. She took another step. The seam widened, only a fraction of an inch, but enough to release a faint exhale of warm air that smelled like soil after rain. The world behind her remained silent and frozen. But here something was waking. Leora swallowed hard. The ridge, the thawing, the man she met, her survival. None of it was random. She had been moving toward this moment without knowing why. She raised her hand again. The membrane brightened, and the doorway began to open. A soft crunch behind her broke the hum. Leora froze, hand still hovering inches from the widening seam. For a moment she thought the structure itself had made the sound, shifting, breathing, waking. But then another footstep came, deliberate and slow. She turned. He was standing at the edge of the thawed circle, the man from the mist, from the broken camp, from the words that still haunted her. Only this time, he wasn't half swallowed by fog or shadows. He stood clearly in the weak daylight, coat dusted with frost, face worn and lined in ways she hadn't noticed before. He looked older up close, but not frail, as though the cold had hardened him, carved him into someone built for a world like this. "You found it," he said quietly. Leora's breath hitched. "You? How did you get here?" "I didn't see. You weren't meant to." He stepped closer, into the ring of warmth surrounding the structure. Snow on his boots melted instantly. Not until now. She took an instinctive step back toward the artifact. You knew about this place. His eyes lifted to the monolith. Something like reverence or dread passed through him. I knew something was here, he said. But not what? The thaw around your path told me you were getting close. You were following me. Watching, he corrected softly. You wake the world simply by walking through it. Leora, that's not a small thing. The membrane behind her pulsed, brightening as though reacting to their exchange. Leora swallowed, heart hammering. What is this structure? Who built it? He exhaled slowly, breath steaming only for a moment before the warmth swallowed it. It's older than the freeze, he said. Older than the pods. Older than the dream beneath the earth. He paused. It's the work of the architects. Leora felt her stomach drop. She looked back at the monolith, the shifting skin of light, the unreadable language, the doorway yawning open like something remembering its function after centuries of silence. And why does it respond to me? She whispered. The man's gaze lowered to her, steady, unreadable. Because you're awake. A pulse from the artifact answered him, rattling the air. The doorway widened by another inch. Leora took a step back. I didn't ask for this. No one asks, he said softly. The Waken chooses you. Why me? A small, sad smile touched his lips. Because the architects designed the dream to hold everyone, but someone always slips through the gaps. Someone always hears the world's real heartbeat. He moved to stand beside her, keeping a respectful distance. The artifact pulsed again, brighter, as though acknowledging him too. Stay close, he murmured. It may let you in, but it will test you first. Leora stared into the widening seam, heart pounding. The world below might be dreaming, but whatever lived behind this doorway was something else entirely, and she was about to step into it.